Hello, welcome to Case Basics. In this video, we will discuss the pharmaceutical manufacturing industry. In early times, apothecaries offered traditional remedies which were advertised as cures for practically every ailment. In time, the use of pills in medicine was revolutionized when machines were invented to make standardized pills. Eventually, pharmaceutical companies started mass-producing medicines under their brand names on a large scale. This industry can be segmented in the following ways. Based on the drug development supply chain. In-house. The company owns the drug supply chain completely, with the flexibility to change the scope, adjust timelines, and manage production volume based on the market demand. Contract manufacturing. The company outsources the manufacturing process to third parties, which helps reduce costs and improve focus on the core mission of drug discovery and drug marketing. Based on a patent. Branded drugs. Some companies develop prescription and over-the-counter products with patent protection, so they hold exclusive rights to its manufacturing for several years. Generic drugs. Companies in this segment replicate brand name drugs with the same ingredients after their patent has expired. Generic products are cheaper because manufacturers have low development and marketing costs. This industry provides multiple products. Based on the formulation type. Tablets. Tablets are solid unit dosage forms, and they are one of the most popular dosage forms in use today. Capsules. Capsules have a gelatinous envelope enclosing the active substance, and they help to produce rapid and sustained absorption in the same dose. Injectable. They are chemical substances that are administered into the body intravenously using needles and syringes to target affected areas. Sprays. Sprays are atomized under the tongue, which facilitates drug diffusion into the capillary network, causing the drug to act faster than oral drugs. Suspensions. Liquid dosage forms contain finely divided insoluble materials, usually used for insoluble or poorly soluble drugs. Powders are dry mixtures of finely divided drugs or chemicals which are meant for internal or external use. Syrups are a form of thick liquid and are easier to swallow than any other form. Based on the type of drug. Vaccines are precautionary drugs usually administered by injection to prevent the emergence of a disease. Traditional drugs are used to treat general health and chronic conditions such as flu, diabetes, or common infections. Specialty drugs are high-cost medications that are used to treat complex chronic conditions. The industry provides the following services. Innovation. Drug companies research and develop new drugs. They gather feedback from various stakeholders like insurance firms, governments, and the medical community to gain consensus. The drug companies also manage the drug development process, including regulatory approvals to bring new products to the market. The customers can be segmented in the following ways. Wholesalers purchase large quantities of medication at lower prices and store them in warehouses before reselling them to pharmacies, clinics, hospitals, and supermarkets. Retail pharmacies and supermarkets purchase drugs either through wholesalers or directly from manufacturers, and are responsible for safe drug storage before dispensing to consumers in person. Over-the-counter drugs are available to consumers without supervision. Mail-order pharmacies are similar to retail pharmacies based on drug purchasing methods, but provide convenience and cost saving for consumers via purchase online or by phone. Hospitals or clinics have contracts with manufacturers or wholesalers to purchase specialty and over-the-counter drugs which are prescribed to patients through physicians. Non-profit health organizations buy or receive drugs through sponsors to provide quality and affordable healthcare to people in need. Governments also purchase drugs to administer to the general population. Insurance companies. In some cases, insurance companies work with pharmaceutical manufacturers to provide affordable care to patients. This industry's value chain can be summarized as follows. Research, product development, and testing. Companies develop new drugs and test them extensively before commercializing these drugs. Procuring ingredients. This involves obtaining raw chemical ingredients that fulfill strict requirements. Manufacturing drugs. Ingredients then go through a series of manufacturing processes, according to a medically approved formula which includes blending, granulation, drying, milling, and tableting. Quality control. The final produced drug will then go through a series of quality control processes to test and verify the product quality against the predefined standards. Rejection of batches. The rejected batches that fail quality control checks are sent for further processing or reprocessing. Packaging and labeling. The quality-approved drugs are then safely packaged with informational labeling for customers. Storing and distributing. Finally, the packaged products are stored in a non-contaminated warehouse before distributing them to customers. There are a few alternatives to this industry: herbal medicines and home remedies. This industry has the following barriers to entry. Investment capital. This industry requires large amounts of investments to establish infrastructure, conduct clinical trials, and acquire all regulatory approvals. Intellectual property and patents. It is a challenging process to acquire patents, but they are needed to develop a sustainable business. Regulations and approval. The pharmaceutical manufacturing industry is subject to stringent and continually increasing regulations. This industry has limited revenue streams in various cost buckets. Key revenue streams are sales of drugs, revenue generated from selling various types of drugs. Key costs are research and drug development costs, are crucial for the development of new drugs. Manufacturing costs include procuring raw ingredient materials and manufacturing the product. Storage and distribution costs involve expenses incurred from storing final drugs products in warehouses and transportation costs for distributing them. Direct labor costs involves hiring and compensating skilled healthcare and sales experts. Licensing costs involves the registration and licensing expenses for operating pharmaceutical manufacturing units. A few key metrics are output rate. The output rate is the number of pills divided by the batch run. Right the first time equals the number of batches without any deviations. Complaints equals the number of complaints per million packages. Thank you for watching this video.